Chapter 5 takes us to the Flaming Mountains, a land scorched by celestial fire and haunted by the tragic family story of the Bull Demon King, Princess Rakshasi, and their son, Red Boy. What was once a powerful and proud family is now fractured by betrayal, ambition, and the crushing weight of divine schemes. The bonds of friendship, love, and loyalty are tested and shattered as the celestial conflicts ripple into the mortal world. In particular, the involvement of the Buddhist realm in the destruction of the Yaksha kingdom serves as a catalyst for tragedy, weaving this chapter's bosses into a larger, darker narrative of power and manipulation. This is a story where even the strongest bonds of family cannot withstand the forces of fate and the cruel hands of immortals. Red Boy, the son of the Bull Demon King and Princess Rakshasi, stands as one of the most formidable Yaoguai in both myth and game, known for his terrifying mastery of Samadhi fire. His Samadhi fire originates from the flames of the 8 trigrams furnace in the Tushita Palace of Taishang Laojun, which fell to earth 500 years ago when son Wukong kicked the furnace during his rebellion against the celestial realm. These flames gave rise to the Flaming Mountains. After the Bull Demon King rebelled against the celestial realm, his wife was forced to drink from the river of childbearing, leading to the birth of Red Boy. This event foreshadowed a life shaped by struggle, rebellion, and vengeance. In Journey to the West, Red Boy's story begins with his belief that consuming the flesh of Tang Sanzang would grant him immortality. With cunning, he disguises himself as an innocent child tied to a tree, luring the monk into a trap. This detail is also depicted in the game. However, his ruse fails when son Wukong sees through the deception and tries to hurl him off a cliff. Enraged, Red Boy summons a whirlwind, capturing Tang Sanzang and retreating to his cave. When Wukong and Beiji, aware of the Bull King's sworn brotherhood with Wukong, attempt to reason with the young demon, Red Boy greets them with hostility, brandishing his spear and igniting a fierce battle. His command over the 5-element carts and his deadly Samadhi fire proves challenging even for Wukong and Baji, forcing them into a long and grueling conflict. Eventually, after numerous disguises and tricks from both sides, Red Boy is subdued by Bodhisattva Guanyin. He takes on the new identity of Shankai Tongzi, one of Guanyin's disciples. In this form, he leaves behind his life of aggression, becoming a protector and symbol of redemption. In the game, Red Boy's tale takes on a darker and more complex tone. He is reimagined as the descendant of the Yaksha king, a kingdom destroyed by Buddhist forces from Mount Lingshan. In this retelling, Red Boy's origins are steeped in tragedy and divine manipulation. The Celestial Court's Taoist deity, Tai Shang Lao Jun, secretly preserves Red Boy's lineage, ensuring his reincarnation while hiding the truth about his ancestral kingdom's fall. Upon learning of the destruction of the Yaksha kingdom and his true heritage, Red Boy is consumed by a desire for vengeance against the Buddhist realm. His rage becomes uncontrollable, and in an effort to save him from his own darkness, the Bull Demon King locks him in Bishui Cave, guarded by the formidable Bishui golden-eyed beast. But Red Boy is not so easily contained. Using his wit, he tricks the beast and escapes, wounding his father in the process. In a symbolic breaking of family bonds, he imprisons both the Bull Demon King and the beast in the cave, severing ties with his past. The bitterness between father and son deepens when Red Boy, disguised as his sister Ping Ping throughout the chapter, attempts to trick his father into giving him the Wukong relic. In a climactic act, Red Boy fakes his death using a false death talisman from the Keeper of the Flaming Mountains. As his father prepares to pass the relic to the Destined One, Red Boy seizes it for himself. Consuming the relic, he transforms into his true form, the Yaksha King, unlocking his ultimate power and revealing his destiny. In his final confrontation, Red Boy refuses to bow to fate or beg for mercy. His hatred runs deep, fueled by the humiliation his family endured, forced to kneel and beg for forgiveness. With fierce resolve, he curses his past and the celestial forces that brought his family to ruin. In a final act of defiance, Red Boy takes his own life in front of his parents, rejecting any form of submission or remorse, a tragic figure consumed by vengeance until the very end. This reimagined version of Red Boy adds layers of complexity to the character, driven by loss, betrayal, and the need to reclaim his birthright. His final act of taking his own life marks the ultimate rejection of a world that sought to control his fate, leaving behind a legacy of defiance and tragedy. In Journey to the West, Rakshasi, or Princess Iron Fan, is the wife of the Bull Demon King and the mother of Red Boy. She wields a magical iron fan capable of creating powerful winds to extinguish the flames of the Flaming Mountains, which were created when Sun Wukong accidentally knocked over the 8 trigrams furnace. These mountains become a major obstacle for Tang Sanzang and his disciples during their pilgrimage to the west. Rakshasi is initially hostile towards Sun Wukong due to his past conflict with Red Boy, which led to Red Boy being subdued by Guanyin. When Wukong approaches her to borrow the iron fan, she refuses out of anger. After several confrontations, Wukong successfully deceives her to get the fan, but is later outsmarted again by her husband, the Bull Demon King. Ultimately, Wukong, with the assistance of the Buddhist realm and the Celestial Court, subdues the Bull Demon King, obtains the fan, and cools the Flaming Mountains, allowing the pilgrimage to continue. In the game, Rakshasi's character is given more depth, becoming a more respectable and serene figure whose story is marked by tragedy and injustice. Once a princess of the great kingdom of Rakshasa, located beyond the western seas, she was a devout Buddhist practitioner with formidable powers. Her compassion is evident when she welcomes sea Rakshasas seeking spiritual practice, even providing them with golden, gem-studded masks to avoid alarming her people. In time, the Rakshasa king granted these sea Rakshasas powerful shields and appointed them as her royal guards. After the fall of the kingdom of Rakshasa, the sea Rakshasas escorted her eastward to the Flaming Mountains. All other guards under her command, such as the Bull Governor, Earth Rakshasa, and other stalwarts, do not feast on humans. Faced with hardships, they reside in the river of lava, mastering the tides of flame in the mountains. Rakshasi, though aging, finds solace in the loyalty of her guards, who value her compassionate heart more than her faded beauty. Her marriage to the Bull Demon King and having to drink from the childbearing river, which led to the birth of Red Boy, were all orchestrated by her master, Tai Shang Lao Jun. Despite these circumstances, Rakshasi remained calm and endured her hardships with grace. She even took in Ping Ping, the daughter of her husband's concubine, and raised her as her own, showing her nurturing nature. When Red Boy starts to embrace a darker path, she seeks help from her master, Tai Shang Lao Jun, who dismisses her pleas by saying, "I ordered you to raise a child, but I did not ask you to be a true mother. Let the boy stir his trouble. As long as you and your husband stay out of it, you will be safe." He is aware of Red Boy's future revenge against Mount Lingshan, but shows no concern, as if that was his plan all along. Rakshasi cannot bear the thought of letting her son descend into madness. In desperation, she turns to Mount Lingshan and the Buddhist realm for help, only to be laughed at by Vajras and Arhats. That's why she only appears at the end of the chapter, after seeking help to no avail. As a last resort, she decides to pledge her iron fan to the Destined One, seeking mercy for her son's life. Rakshasi is seen as a Yaoguai, but her love and goodwill surpass those of many humans or even higher deities. Her story is one of a mother's unwavering love, enduring personal suffering to protect her son. Though the higher powers, including Tai Shang Lao Jun and the Buddhist realm, see her and her family as mere pawns in their larger schemes, Rakshasi remains a symbol of sacrifice and maternal devotion despite the manipulation and unfair treatment she endures. The Bull Demon King is one of the most formidable and tragic figures in Journey to the West and its adaptations. Known for his immense strength and tangled relationships, his story is complex and laden with themes of the painful consequences of ambition. In the original novel, the Bull Demon King was once a sworn brother of Sun Wukong, part of a 7-member demon alliance. This brotherhood was built on a shared rebellious spirit and disdain for celestial order. However, their relationship deteriorates over time, leading to conflict. The Bull Demon King rules over a vast domain near the Flaming Mountains, where he lives with his wife Rakshasi, Princess Ironfan, and his concubine, Princess Jadeface, a millennium-old fox Yaoguai. The most well-known incident occurs when son Wukong, in need of Princess Ironfan's magical fan to extinguish the flames of the Flaming Mountains, comes into conflict with the Bull Demon King and his family. Wukong's confrontation with the Bull Demon King is marked by trickery and intense combat. Though Wukong initially manages to obtain the fan from Rakshasi, the Bull Demon King disguises himself as Zhu Beiji to deceive Wukong and reclaim the fan. However, Wukong eventually defeats the Bull Demon King with the help of celestial armies and Buddhist deities. During the fight, Zhu Beiji kills the Bull Demon King's concubine, Princess Jadeface, forcing the Bull Demon King to surrender and lend the fan, thus extinguishing the flames. In the game, the story of the Bull Demon King is expanded, adding layers of tragedy. His early friendship with Wukong is marked by their shared rebellious nature. Both demons challenge the celestial forces, but while Wukong is imprisoned under the five-element mountain as punishment, the Bull Demon King is allowed to return to his family. However, his punishment is more subtle. As part of a celestial scheme, his wife, Rakshasi, is forced to drink from the childbearing river, which leads to the birth of Red Boy, a son of Yaksha lineage. Knowing Red Boy is not his biological son, the Bull Demon King feels disappointed and drifts away from Rakshasi, eventually falling into the arms of Princess Jadeface. Together, they have a fox Yaoguai daughter named Ping Ping. When son Wukong arrives to borrow Princess Rakshasi's fan for Tang Sanzang's pilgrimage, Red Boy vehemently refuses, leading to a tense conflict. The Bull Demon King is torn between his son's defiance and his friendship with Wukong, but is unable to intervene. Red Boy impulsively challenges Wukong and is defeated. This defeat causes Rakshasi to renege on her promise to lend the fan, and in the ensuing battle, the Bull King's concubine, Princess Jadeface, is killed. After these crushing defeats, Wukong advises his old friend to find a master to serve, as it is the only way for demons like them to survive. The Bull Demon King, broken and enraged by the loss of his mistress, lashes out against the heavenly court. In retaliation, he is violently subdued by the combined forces of Heavenly King Li Jing, Neja, and Wukong. After being captured and sent to the celestial court, the Bull Demon King heeds Wukong's advice and converts to Buddhism. After a century of diligent practice, he is finally allowed to return home, where he leads a more peaceful and conservative life. Despite his redemption, the celestial court once again summons the Bull Demon King to fight against his old friend, Wukong. Though torn by this act of betrayal, the Bull Demon King accepts his role. In a cruel twist of fate, he is given Wukong's body as a reward for betraying his friend. As Wukong lies dying, he warns the Bull Demon King that their struggles against the celestial court were always in vain, and that their enlightenment would never free them from the court's suspicion. After witnessing Wukong's death and his own role in betraying his old friend, the Bull Demon King falls into deep despair. He returns home but becomes weak and sickly, consumed by guilt and regret. He hides a relic of Wukong inside his body, a burden that symbolizes the sorrow and ill fate that came from seeking power and defying the celestial order. Realizing that opposing the heavens only leads to suffering, he lies in wait, hoping that a destined one will eventually relieve him of this burden. Despite his bitterness, the Bull Demon King still cares deeply for Red Boy. He hides the relic from his son, knowing that if Red Boy were to find it, he might use it to seek revenge, which would only bring more suffering. Even after being estranged and wounded by his son, the Bull Demon King holds on to this last act of protection. In the end, however, he is forced to witness Red Boy's tragic fate as his son takes his own life. The Bull Demon King and Rakshasi, though deeply flawed and damaged, are portrayed as parents who, despite their many mistakes, still wish to protect their child from the cruel cycle of revenge and destruction. In the original Journey to the West, the Keeper of the Flaming Mountains is a Taoist disciple of Tai Shang Lao Jun, charged with tending the 8 trigrams furnace in the Tushita Palace. However, when Sun Wukong was imprisoned in the furnace for his rebellion against heaven, he kicked it over, causing a massive spill of flames that descended to earth. creating the flaming mountains. As punishment for failing to contain the furnace, the Keeper was sent to the mortal realm to oversee and maintain the balance of the flames in the flaming mountains. During Sun Wukong's quest to obtain the fan from Princess Iron Fan, Rakshasi, to cool the mountains, the Keeper assists the pilgrims. He plays an active role in their struggle against the Bull Demon King and his forces, leading Zhu Beiji to Prince Jadeface's hideout at Moyan Cave, where they confront and kill her. As Wukong succeeds in cooling the mountains and restoring balance, the Keeper is liberated from his duty and allowed to return to the Celestial Court, having fulfilled his penance. In the game, both the Keeper and Rakshasi train together under Tai Shang Lao Jun, the powerful celestial alchemist and creator of the 8 trigrams furnace. Over time, the Keeper developed romantic feelings for her. However, his affections were never returned, and he saw himself as unworthy of her, especially as she grew in power and status. When the furnace was kicked over and the flaming mountains were created, the Keeper was punished severely by their master. Rakshasi was the only one who showed him kindness by descending to the mortal realm to assist him. This deepened the Keeper's feelings for her, even as he knew their relationship could never be more than platonic. When Tai Shang Lao Jun later arranged for Rakshasi to marry the Bull Demon King, the Keeper accepted his fate, though with a heavy heart. He realized that, in the eyes of his master and the celestial hierarchy, he would never be worthy of her, no matter how much he endured or how many degrading tasks he performed. The game expands the Keeper's role, revealing that he is a pawn in a much larger scheme orchestrated by Tai Shang Lao Jun. The Master's plan involves saving the soul of the Yaksha King's son after the Yaksha Kingdom is destroyed by Buddhist forces. This soul is meant to be used as leverage in a celestial conflict. The Keeper summons the stalwarts from hell to prevent the Destined One from obtaining a powerful relic, and also to keep Red Boy under control, as he is key to the larger plans. The Keeper's true allegiance, however, is revealed when he urges Rakshasi to escape with him, knowing that the flaming mountains will soon be turned to ashes if Lao Jun's plan succeeds. It is here that the Keeper's personal motivations emerge. He wants to save himself and Rakshasi from the destruction that will inevitably follow the celestial conflict. As we leave the scorched land of the flaming mountains, Chapter 5 of Black Myth Wukong unveils the profound injustices woven into the fabric of its narrative. Through the tragic tale of the Bull Demon King, Princess Rakshasi, and Red Boy, we catch a glimpse of Wu Chenen's critique of the corrupt and oppressive feudal system during the Ming Dynasty. Wu Chenggen lived during the Jiajing period of the Ming Dynasty, a time when Emperor Jiajing became deeply devoted to Taoism. In his later years, the emperor grew increasingly obsessed with alchemy and Taoist rituals in his quest for immortality, neglecting state affairs in the process. This period was marked by rampant corruption within the bureaucratic system, as officials abused their power, exploiting citizens through unreasonable taxation and personal gain. This societal decay likely influenced Wu Chenggen's portrayal of the heavens and earthly powers in Journey to the West, where figures related to divine authority are often indifferent or corrupt, mirroring the injustices of his time. This family, like so many ordinary citizens, finds itself ensnared in the relentless crossfire of celestial power struggles, their yearning for a simple life of peace cruelly shattered by the ambitions of those who wield power. The Flaming Mountains, born from a bitter conflict between deities and celestial forces, stand as a grim testament to how the desires of the few can dictate the fates of the many. The death of Princess Jadeface serves as a heart-wrenching reminder of the casualties wrought by such conflicts, often overlooked and dismissed because she is deemed a Yaoguai. This narrative resonates even today, echoing the ongoing struggle against systemic injustices that plague various corners of the world. Journey to the West, a classic novel penned over 500 years ago, continues to impart timeless values and moral lessons, urging us to confront the harsh realities of power, sacrifice, and the relentless fight for dignity. In this world, fate can be unbearably cruel, and the lines between deities and Yaoguais blur amidst the overwhelming schemes at play. The journey is far from over. As we delve deeper into this mythical landscape, we are left to ponder. What sacrifices will be demanded, and who will ultimately pay the price for the hope of freedom?